Hi, welcome to my happy place. I'm Kathy Clawson. I'm here to give you some insight into our new class starting October 24th, which is a Tuesday, and it is called Spinifex Magic. And the reason I like the Spinifex Magic is simply because I love the Spinifex templates. We have 16 options to choose from. And here is the Spinifex 1. Each collection, each of the 16 collection comes with 5 templates in the package. A 3.5, 5.5, 7.5, 9.5, and 11.5 inch. It shows us on the package an 8-point rotation. It also gives us a picture, an actual photograph of what the templates look like. I use low shank for my machine. You may use high shank, or even we have long arm. So each one is different and very specific to its own shape and design. So what we're going to take and do is we're going to take and make a 16 rotation on each of these. We are going to be using only the 7.5 inch template size in this class. Okay? So after we get our 7.5 inch 16 rotations, you guessed it, we're going to use our Inktense pencils, and we're going to do some coloring in, and that is where the real magic starts. This is Spinifex 1 with 16 rotations, and I chose orange colors to put this in, starting at red and moving out to orange. I love the fact that I can make these all different colors and use all different pencils, and they're going to look awesome together. And just to prove that, here is our Spinifex 1. Here is our Spinifex 2. And the greens just make the inside parameters of this design pop. I absolutely love how it works. And we have many, many designs that we're going to be drawing out. Okay, so we have come back and I've got my block out here. We are using an 11-inch block on this particular project. What I do request is that you have your blocks put together and hopefully marked before we start our class, before each class session. We're not going to be doing 15, 16 quilt blocks all in one session. Okay, just so you're aware, we are going to take it nice and slow, just with a few at a time, okay? Now, what is important to note is when we do our Spinifex, what you should see here is that each Spinifex does have a spot for our tack. We're not going to use that though, okay? What we are going to do is we are going to use our Spinifex, and we are just going to have it meet in the center here. Reminds me of a song, right? And, you know, this is just exactly how it's going to look until we do our magic, okay? Now, what that means is we're going to look at the bottom of our template, and we are going to nestle that foot in there. So what we're going to want to do is I have the old gate key, so I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to set my foot in there and pull my thread up right in the center. Now, a lot of people do and a lot of people don't extend their vertical center and their horizontal center together. I prefer to do that so that I always know that is my exact center. And quite honestly, I've got old eyes, so the little dot that comes on the 8-point crosshair ruler may work. If it does, awesome. Go ahead and use it. I just like kind of suspenders and belt kind of gal. I like to be sure. Each one of our templates also has awesome markings etched into it. I'm going to take this out here. Okay, I do want to show you these before we get started. We have got, and I want to make sure you can see this. I'm going to try and turn this off just for now. There we go. Okay, so what we've got is we have a center line coming through the top and the bottom of the motif. We also have lines horizontally. This is the way that this template goes. And what that does is it will meet the center etched line if it were to keep going through, and this horizontal line is exactly where our needle is going to end up. So we also always have a real good idea of where we are on our template. It also has extra markings. The extra markings are really nice if in fact we want to do some very different type designs, which I think we might be doing in this case, okay? So I've gone ahead and I've pulled my thread up. And the reason that we do that is because we really want to make sure that the back looks as pretty as the front. These are quilt as you go blocks. So we definitely want our back and our front to be very nice looking, clean, and the way that the design is intended to be. So I'm going to go ahead and put my needle down right in the center. Now I have the ability to line those center lines up, which is absolutely awesome. And this is the way I like to start my stitching. I like to start it kind of like I start my car. I don't know about you, but I get in, and when I start going, I kind of depress the gas pedal and just kind of ease into it. We'll turn that back on now. And that's going to give me this right speed. I'm not going to get a ticket. And I'm going to still make it on time. Isn't that awesome? So what we've done now is we've hit this little corner. So I like to take one extra stitch there. And then we're going to head for the top. Now you'll notice the top is rounded and our design is not. So the reason that our template is rounded is to accommodate the foot. Because we're at another corner, again, we'll take that extra stitch in place, come back down, take another stitch in place, and then we're going to head back for home. And you know something? That is as easy as it gets. It really is. Doing these templates is not difficult. We're going to do the same basic idea on all 16 of these templates. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to come up with ideas that maybe hadn't been thought of. So this is the same template. Our template 1, Spinifex 1, is the same template that made this. Isn't that awesome? It's such a totally different look, and they're both beautiful. I love them both. Now, I'm using 2 highly contrasting fabrics here. I like that idea. Then what I'm going to be doing too is I'm going to be using threads on the alternate blocks that kind of mimic the colors that we made on all of our main blocks. So we have so many creative choices to choose from here. I just know that you're going to come up with some absolutely beautiful combinations and some beautiful designs. I'm not saying that you have to follow every design that I'm doing, because you may come up with one better. This is one of the things that I enjoy so much about teaching. You're not the only one who learns. I do actually learn from students just as much as I teach students. The ideas, we can only collaborate and make them better and better. So here we go. What I want you to notice on this, and I will be doing it on every template that I use, I like to go from side to side, and then I'll stitch from side to side. And the reason that I like to stitch in that manner is because I am drawing my fabric in each time that I take a stitch. So as I'm drawing that fabric in by going opposites, I'm drawing it in equally all the way around. If I came and just went in a circle, it would probably draw in more as I go around. And that is something I don't think we want to do that. We want it to be nice and even. I'm going to take that out now. And I'm going to move the camera down some. And I'm just going to give you a brief preview of each block. Okay, so here we have our block number 1. I think I may have been eating a tangerine when I did this one. We are also going to be using our Circles on Quilts set 3. And what we'll be doing with them is adding these little embellishments around here. And what that's going to do is that's going to make it real easy for us to add another embellishment. And this is the Circles on Quilts set 3. It's a set of 4 templates. It does circles from 2 to 12 inches in 1/4 inch increments. Okay. So this is number 1, and we have our circles on there. Here is our block with our spin effects number 2. I certainly hope these are in order, but I'm not going to count on it. So we might get out of order a little bit, and I apologize for that. Okay. So let me see if I can find number 3. See how easy that is to find. Okay, I see number 4. Here's number 3 right here. Shades of Rose. And number 4, you already know from your template starter set. We have that in our starter set. And on this particular one, I've put 8. We will be doing 16. But on this one, I do have just 8 rotations. And number 5, let's see, there it is. Number 5 gives us some really interesting designs to draw from. What I like about it is it has a lot of very geometric shapes in it that we don't really see in a whole lot of our spin effects. It has this portion right here actually feels like it's a ribbon bending over. So that's number 5. And I know it's in here. Number 6. Okay. There's number 6. Number 6, when it gets to 16 rotations, I think is so beautiful. I love these little shapes right here. Not really sure what they remind me of. Maybe a bowling pin right here. I don't know for sure, but it sure does look good. And we've done these in some beautiful peach colors. So number 7, and you can see I'm getting all over the place here. Let's find number 7. Okay, well, number 7 will show up. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you number 8. Number 8 reminds me just a little bit about number 5. The difference being is that each of these elements reaches further. It reaches further into the design, and it gives us this little mini flower here, right in the center. Okay, so number 9. Number 9 I did in some pretty pastel colors. And you know, you can have your colors as bright and bold as you like, or as subdued as I have done here. I kind of was feeling, you can tell by looking at my blocks, where I was feeling kind of light and airy, and where I was, let's give it all we've got. So number 10, okay, there are any Minnesota fans out there? This reminds me of the Minnesota Gophers. You know, the colors are perfect for the Minnesota Gophers. And I love this curved cross hatching out here with this big center flower in there. Number 11. Number 11 gives us so many different shapes. We're talking the small pointy flower in the center, and then we've got a little bit more substance on the second round, and we keep going the third round and the fourth. And even though this is just one 16-point rotation, look at all the beautiful shapes we get. I love these shapes. And I really think that these circles really finish off those blocks. Okay, so that was number 11. Here is our number 12. Number 12 can be a boy or a girl, right? Do we have pink or do we have blue? Very big, very bold shape. Very nice shape. Okay, so that was number 12. Here's number 13. Again, bold. It reminds me of a water wheel. Don't know why, but that is what I see in it. And guess what one I found? I found number 7. Number 7 must have been my blue face. Okay, so here we have again these nice, gentle shapes coming around that move into points. And I'm not really sure what this shape is, but I like it. So now we've got number 14. Number 14, Green Bay Packers. Yes, I am a Packer fan. I don't apologize for that, but it does give me some reminder of my favorite football team when I'm looking at this. I love the way that we can put color together, and you wouldn't expect it to work, yet it does. And here is number 15. Again, I used basically the same colors as I used in block 14. I just used them in a different way. The colorways were so much larger in here. And here again, this is 8 points. We will be doing 16, but you can see how chunky the 8-point crosshair makes that. And here's our last, number 16. And number 16, again, makes some really beautiful, almost looks like 2 designs that we put into one. So that is some ideas of what we are going to do. And I hope you got an idea of how we're going to do it. And I hope you join us. I think this is going to be an awesome class. We're going to be meeting on October 24th, October 31, November 7th, November 14th, and then we're going to take a day off on November 21st so that we can get ready for Thanksgiving. We will meet again on November 28th, and we'll finish up on December 5th. We're going to learn how to join our blocks together as well. We're going to have video introductions. We're going to have live teaching, and this is my first time doing live teaching, so be kind. Just kidding. We'll be able to get there. Our supply list and the schedule are both out, and you can find those on the So Steady website. And I'm just so much looking forward to doing this with you. So please think about joining us for our Spinifex magic as we incorporate all of our Spinifex templates. We're going to be incorporating designs that may be new to a lot of you, may be new to me too. And then we're going to learn how to put them all together to make a beautiful, beautiful quilt. So until we meet here, October 24th at 4 p.m. Central Time, let's quilt.